Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Sunrise at Sea right here on CTV, and we are still in our views segment. If you just joined us, good morning. How are you? If you haven't yet followed us on our social media, please head on to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and follow us at CTV Uganda. In our views segment, we would also like to hear from you. We definitely want to hear what you have to say. So if you want to be a part of this conversation, head on to our Facebook and our Twitter. Leave your comment. Don't forget to use the hashtag CTV Sunrise. And ladies, we are back. Yeah. So this is what happened. So for a week now, a week or two, something has been trending on social media and people are having a full-blown gender war. It's not even a debate anymore. It is a gender war. And it is because this picture was posted. This lady posted a picture of her beautiful baby boy playing with a kitchen set. She posted a picture of her beautiful baby boy playing with a kitchen set, and everybody has been asking, is it okay for children to play with, especially boys, to play with sets that are initially designed for girls?
No, it's not okay. It's not okay because
why is it not okay, Kira?
No, I think okay. Like you said, something designed for a girl. Yeah, it looks weird if you found a boy playing with a Barbie doll.
No,
it is.
No.
Let Kira finish. Hold up.
It is yes. Weird, you know. There's so many people who have been surrounded. Okay, they claim they've been surrounded by so many girls, you know, and they have a very strong feminine side to them. You know, those are the men who you find a bit sassy, but he's actually straight, you know. And I think when it comes to what you expose to your kid or what we actually expose ourselves to, 100% has an impact, you know, with what we later on see in life. So if it's a kid, because the picture is actually trending, it's a kid with a kitchen set.
Yes.
That's okay. That's different. I may grow up and I want to be a chef, you know. There is actually also another video that I saw of a kid, I think 3 years, and it had its mini kitchen, you know. It wakes up and does this small thing like a whole kitchen, but for a very tiny baby, you know. And it was so cute. It actually it chops down. The mom can actually just direct, you know, like do this, do that.
Was it a baby
girl
or a boy?
It was a girl. It was a girl. But back to the gender war. Yeah, with me, I don't think it's okay to let kids play with toys that are designed for a certain sex.
Okay, let's have this picture. This picture is on your screens right again, and it's this little Gordon Ramsay chef, you know, trying to cook something in his kitchen. That's probably cute. For his mommy or his daddy. This is a little boy. So a lot of people had a lot to say about this. And in particular, there's this one lady on Facebook, and she's called Donia Jackson, and she says, if you buy your son a kitchen set, please keep him away from mine. I don't care. I don't care. That isn't right, and you are wrong trying to ride a wave like this. Grill sets are for boys, and kitchen sets are for girls. So everybody on Twitter as very split, and a lot of people weighed in on this conversation, including a number of celebrities, including Cardi B. And she said that, why are you being close-minded? I'm trying to talk like her. She says, why are you being close-minded?
And you caught.
Yep. Why are you being close-minded? You should let children play. Let children be children and let them play. Some people were saying, no, it is not right for boys to play with dolls or play with kitchen sets because those are designed for girls. Other people are saying, but cooking is an adult, it's a survival skill. So everybody should basically learn how to cook. Yeah. And other people were saying, maybe he wants to be a chef. Why is there a problem with him having to play with a kitchen set? So before we get into that, gender roles. Growing up, we are all assigned gender roles according to our sex, right? Yeah. So boys are basically taught that they're supposed to be protectors and providers. Girls on the other side are raised to be nurturers, you know, and house chores are assigned more to girls than they are to boys. And so, Shifa, what did you want to say? So I have left it at there. I have already, like, I have so much to say, but let's first leave it there. Just Shivan.
Do you know the reason as to why we have so much inequality between men and women?
Why is that so?
Because of gender roles.
Okay.
That is the reason we have so much equality between men and women.
Inequality.
I mean inequality, and that is why we have so many women advocating for equality and equal opportunities. Why? Because society has made it to look that it's a woman's job to do a certain thing, and then it's a man's job to do a certain thing. And I think that is not right.
Why is it not right?
My dad cooks at home. Does that change him being a man? Thank you. My mom goes ahead and does a bit of manual labor. Does that make her less of a woman? No. My dad, with all the things that, I mean, the way he has brought us up, he does things that you would never expect him to do. You'll find my dad cleaning a sewage pipe. Does that make him less of a man? Will that take away the fact that he's driving maybe a pompous car? No. So I don't understand what the whole issue is, that it is wrong for a boy to be in the kitchen, and then this whole friends and social media of the picture that you showed us. I don't think it should be causing such an uproar. Because let me tell you something. A man may not flourish in something that is supposed to be a man's job, and a woman could do it better. Let me shock your life. I am able to when my car gets spoiled and breaks down, I am able to fix it on my own without calling a mechanic. Has that changed the fact that I'm a presenter on TV? Has that taken away anything from me? No. So what a man can do, I can even do better.
So Shiva,
next time my car breaks down,
please call me. By the way, you will be shocked, because this whole thing of gender roles is the reason as to why we have so much inequality in the country, as to why we are thinking, or we have the mindset of, oh, a woman should do this and a man should do this. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I believe we should share roles equally. Yes. The only thing a man may not be able to do is probably give back. But the other time I was watching a documentary, and very interesting scientists coming up with some things there.
So basically, Shivan is advocating for the eradication, the complete removal of gender roles. But I wanted us to, for a very long time, we have been advocating for women's rights, equality, you know, feminism and all that. We always talk about empowering the girl child. How about we empower the boy child? Because who is going to take, who is preparing our young boys for these empowered women who can now do everything on their own? Who is empowering them? I'm a mother to a son, and Sandra, you have sons as well, so I would like us to go in that direction. Right now, we have had the term toxic masculinity. We have all had the word toxic masculinity, and this is it is defined by the adherence to traditional male gender roles that consequently stigmatize and limit the emotions of boys and men, and may comfortably limit the emotions of boys and men from comfortably expressing themselves and their emotions. So Sandra, by people on social media having to criticize this little boy for cooking, don't you think that is a sign of toxic masculinity?
Absolutely. I think so, because as a young man, as a young boy and a young man, I'm raising a young man, yeah? And there are things he wants to talk about, yeah? And especially when we went through the lockdown and this pandemic, it really took a huge toll on his mental health. Yeah, you can't get to see your friends, you can't get to go to school. So we spent a lot of time together. You know, when schools are open, your child is home for 3 weeks, they are gone for 3 months. So they spend more time at school than actually with you. Yeah. So there might be aspects of your child that you actually don't know, you know. But I got to figure this out as he has been at home for almost 2 years. Yeah. And it helps to talk about different issues, about how someone is feeling, yeah, especially about the pandemic, about school, about feeling helpless and hopeless, about this, I mean, his future, school, right? And also, at home, we don't have gender roles in my house. I'm a mother of 3 boys, so there are no gender roles. Like, he knows he has to, especially when the pandemic just hit. I had to let go of the lady who used to come to clean and then go, for obvious reasons, of course. Yes. So we had to share the chores, yeah? I would cook, he would clean, my husband would take the garbage out, or then we would reverse, he can cook, my husband can cook, yeah? And their babies also to take care of. So they can do everything. They can change pampers, they can give them medicine, they can bathe them. Just last month, when I had to take a 2 weeks break, he was the one holding the fort at home with my husband. But imagine if it was, oh no, I'm not a girl, so I'm not supposed to do that. What would happen? No. And like you say, these are life skills, yeah? Learning how to cook, learning how to take care of a home, learning how to take care of your siblings. What if something, God forbid, happened to my husband and I? He would be the one to step in to look after those children.
True.
So it is preparing him for life. And also when he has his own family, he would know what he's supposed to bring to the table, what he's supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, when you live in a home, you all have a responsibility towards that home.
True.
You're not going to wash a plate, but you ate, you use the plate. What do you mean?
What do you lose even when you...
Yeah, what do you lose when you do it?
You see, for a long time, the conversation has been, I hinted this earlier, for a very long time, the conversation has been around girl-child empowerment, girls and whatnot. We are all female. So it has been centered around us a lot, and I think we have completely ignored the boys and the young men or our partners, because I'm not saying it is wrong, but we are fully absorbed in ourselves and our rights and what we want. We are forgetting to, you know, to lift up our counterparts, because without men, this world would not be, you know, what it is, wouldn't be as worth living in without the male sex, because we are very much independent of each other. Yes, we are very codependent. So until I had a son, I did not know, and I think a lot of women do not know how disadvantaged young men are. And how disadvantaged just boys in general are. And if they are to be raised in homes where they are not taught these life skills, who says that all of them are going to ever get married? No one. Because the assumption is that I'm going to get a wife and she'll cook, clean, take care of the kids and do everything. There may come a chance when she may not also be there, God forbid. So how are you going to take care of yourself? So I want to ask, at what age should we start teaching boys as well to learn how to take care of themselves? Because in the home, if they are girls, or if they are females, the boys are not allowed to do, not that they're not allowed, boys are not encouraged to do more. And then that is how you find men in their middle ages and they can't even take care of themselves. They don't even have proper hygiene.
Right?
Oh my God.
Like simple things
What
like
man
clear.
were you dating
Like simple
that
things
was-
like clear the table. Like, you, oh my God.
So I want to ask, how can we support gender equality?
I think when it comes to, like you say, when it comes to kids, yeah, the moment you can tell a kid can actually understand, comprehend different situations, I think that's when you should start teaching them different ways of life, how to get around with life, you know. Because again, when a kid reaches his teenagers, is it teenage?
Teenage age.
Yes. They become a bit rebellious, you know, complicated. How can you tell me to do that? You know, there's now that whole comparison of my friend is not doing this, you know. And I love what you actually do with your son. Yeah, in fact, that he can actually step in and take care of his young ones is because you've brought him up like that. You know, from a young age, he knows I have to take care of mom. If mom is not feeling okay, yeah, if my siblings are not okay. So I think it starts at the age when a child starts comprehending different situations. Yeah.
For me, I think it's about the parents.
Yeah.
It goes back to the parents. If you want your child, or your, especially because now we're talking about the boy child, if you want your boy child to act a particular way, it starts with you. If you're a father in the home, go ahead and help with housework. Then your son will see that you have not died and he will do the same thing. Because let me tell you, whether you like it or not, our children are reading our family scripts without our permission.
Very
Most
true.
of the time, what we do, especially as parents, what we do, our children are picking on those habits. So if your child sees that after eating you have left the plate on the table and gone away, he will also do the same, because he will think, what? It is
It's okay.
okay. But if you go out as a father and you clear the table and you help out with housework, you don't have to do so much. You may not really peel matoke and put it on indagala, but at least you can, like, you know, clean the compound, maybe try to cut down the grass, do small things, and then your son will see and he will emulate you. But if you're not doing back, he's also going to say, Daddy is not doing it, so it's kawa.
Exactly. Let's go on to our social media and get some of your comments. And the first comment comes in from a gentleman called Vati Boy, and he's replying to our question at CTV Uganda, and he says yes. He's in agreement that boys should play with kitchen sets. He's like, yes, because of even after growing up, it's now difficult to differentiate girls' activities from boys. Girls play football and they also do kickboxing, etc. In conclusion, there is no need to keep the boys away from those dolls. After all, they can even go and become babysitters in Dubai.
I know, right?
No, but you see,
Guys.
I think it's very, like Shivan said, I think we should scrap out gender roles. Everybody should get involved, because at the end of the day, these boys are going to grow up and become fathers.
Yes.
Okay, they're going to become fathers.
Husbands.
And husbands, you have to help your wife with taking care of the babies. And how are you going to learn
If you're not doing it,
if you're not starting at a young age to carry these little dollies,
Tiny creatures.
these little babies?
You know how
You have to be practical with it. You can't just start thinking you're going to take a crash course after the baby comes.
You know, it also expose kids. Yes, you may say you're nurturing the kid to how to carry, you know, maybe the sibling or whatever, but at what age? You know, you don't want a kid being exposed to dolls, you know, and thinking, okay, a boy being exposed to tiny or whatever.
No, Kira, this is exactly what we are talking
I
about.
know. That's what I'm saying. You have to know what age. You understand? I'm not saying you shouldn't expose them to all these things, but at what age are you exposing your kid to start playing with dolls? You know, at what age are you exposing your kid to start playing with kitchenware? Yeah. So with me, it all comes down to the age you're exposing your kid.
I don't agree.
I think it should start as early as possible.
Yes,
because you have to. I think every day is a day. How can I put this? You can't wait to start later on, because you don't know. Today is not promised. You can start later on. So I think it's important. I believe it's important that you have to nurture your kids right from the start. Teach boys to also be nurturers. It's not only just about girls.
exactly.
You know, children need their fathers to. Children also need their fathers to be very involved in their lives and set examples. I agree. I don't know. Do you agree that we should scrap off gender roles, especially in the home?
I think so. I had an experience when I was young. Every time my dad was away and we had someone take care of us, anyway, she would tell me to go wash the dishes.
Yeah.
The lady was supposed to do it. But every time my father found me, he would say, stop washing dishes, go read a book. So I never knew how to cook till I was like 22. But then I ended up reading a lot of books. I love literature.
You see?
Yeah.
So let us train our girls to also be protectors and providers, just as we can teach our boys to also be nurturers.
Yeah.
It is not weak for a man to express emotion and to talk about it. It actually shows a lot of strength, because then in that way you're able to set boundaries and actually, you know, go on to live your life to the fullest. You know?
Yeah.
So if you want to be a part of this conversation, we could keep talking until the cows come home. Please go to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please leave your comment. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to use the hashtag at CTV Sunrise. That's the hashtag where you leave your comment. Well, that sums up what we had for you on this segment of Our Views. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea. Don't blink. So this is still Our View segment right here at Sunrise at Sea. So before we leave, ladies, briefly, parting shots. I'll start with you, Kira. You, Kira, who does not want her child to play with Joseph. I'm joking, but in all seriousness, parting shots. Briefly, what do you have to say about the topic?
Well, I do agree with scrapping away the gender role, yeah, but I still insist at the age thing, you know. when are you exposing your kid to certain things? I'm not saying you shouldn't teach a man or a boy how to nurture, but when are you exposing them to these things? You don't want a kid who is how old? 4 years, 3 years? I wouldn't encourage my kid playing around with dolls, honestly.
What is it that you're afraid of?
At a certain age, because believe me, we like it or not, but what we expose people to does play a role. And that's why I'm saying that edge, it all starts with edge, you know?
Maybe it's not you exposing, maybe it's what they are gravitating towards.
Exactly.
Maybe that is what they want.
Exactly, they're gravitating towards it. You're not saying, okay, I've bought you dolls, start playing. No, they just see it and they like it.
So Sandra, cutting short.
Parting shots, I would say that we really need to equip our boys, and we scrap off those gender roles. I think so. I think we need to equip our boys. I'm a mother of boys, and I don't want to not be here at some point and they're lacking. They don't know how to, these other life skills apart from the usual ones, yeah, of providing, of this and that. I want them to be all-rounded human beings, yeah? So I think, yeah.
Shivan.
For me, it goes back to what, still to, yes, to the parents, but also to the boy child. You doing housework, you helping out once in a while, you opening up and telling someone how you feel does not make you less of a man. But also, I do not want my son to get married and then the wife is complaining. Because you see how mothers always say that, Munange, my daughter better learn how to cook, the man will chase you. My friend, even you, the woman will chase you from the house if you cannot clear something as simple as dishes. But it really irritates me. Like, I just cannot comprehend.
Messy, you know, you take off clothes and you
As simple as that, I mean.
there's a laundry basket
Yes,
there.
wipe
Drop.
up the toilet seat. Why do you have to wait for a woman to come and do that? Remove the cutlery. Do you really have to wait for me to do that? Such simple things will not change the fact that you are Abdallah, will not change the fact that you're Christmas. It doesn't make you less of a man. I'm just saying.
Well, that's all we had for you today on this episode of Sunrise at Sea. Catch us again tomorrow. Kira, what do we have in store for our viewer tomorrow on Sunrise at Sea?
Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to get those abs, that ass, you know.
What's it our views or wellness?
Oh, look at me talking about wellness. I'm so excited about wellness tomorrow. I love wellness, beauty, and lifestyle. I feel like that's my go-to area. But anyway, tomorrow I want to be showing you some workouts, you know, some squats, some sit-ups, yeah. And then in our views, we're going to be talking about something also quite contradictory. Yeah,
Yes.
ladies.
All right.
You're cooking.
Well, that's all we had for you on this segment of Sunrise at Sea. Catch us again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on CTV. Don't blink.